Welcome to this video. My name is Hannes Knechtkes, and in this video I want to talk about the big question, how should I practice? This question gets asked a lot, and I think it's a pretty important question because it can save you a lot of time and it can save you a lot of nerves, and it can be really motivating if you really know how to practice. Before we start with all those interesting things, check out in the video description a link where you find my free ebook, which is full of great information that will help you to master the guitar. It's totally free. You don't have to put your email address in there or something, anything like this. You get a direct download link. So now let's get back to the question, how should I practice? First of all, point number one is get your guitar in tune, or learn how to tune your guitar. This sounds stupid in a way because this has actually not that much to do with the playing itself, but I see so many beginners throwing away their guitar in the very first weeks because they think they are rubbish or not talented enough because their guitar sounds horrible. And it actually does, because they don't know how to tune. So I would advise you to really learn how to tune your guitar. There are several ways. I mean, of course, advanced players do something like this, and they know, okay, my guitar is in tune, or they go like this. And they have trained their ear already to recognize this is in tune, at least kind of. But for beginners, this is really hard, or might be hard in the beginning. So get yourself a tuner which you can install on your smartphone. Get a clip tuner that you put here, which is not that expensive. You can have electrical tuners which you plug into your electric guitar or into your acoustic guitar, which has a pickup. You can have floor tuners which are also working with a cable. There are several opportunities. You could also check out a video I did on how the guitar actually sounds when you play the open strings. I linked this video in the description so you can check back if your string gets close to the string I play there in this video, so you can check if you're really tuned it correct. So you have a double check there. When you tuned your guitar with, for example, a smartphone app or something, you can double check. So point number two, warm up a little bit when you practice. This does not have to be some fancy stuff that you do it. You can do it on the level where you are. When you're struggling with or working on chord progressions in a song, take this for a warm-up exercise by just doing a dry exercise without strumming or anything. If you want to learn a song which includes, I don't know, the G and the D chord, and you work on that anyway, just do a dry exercise. Do it for 2 minutes or 3 minutes, and really make sure you know where your fingers have to go. When you're working on a solo, take the first bar, whatever, and do a dry exercise of the first bar you're playing, just to make sure you warm up your finger before you really go into detail and stuff. If you're learning a scale, do a dry exercise of the scale without plugging, and make sure you know where to go. Really to get into the mood of practicing guitar. You don't have to do that very long. Of course, you can also do stretching stuff like this, or shake your hands, rub your hands and stuff to warm them up a little bit. Everything helps there. But I think it's actually good to take some minutes, 2 or 3 minutes, to just, find your zen and get into practice mode. Because I also think it's important to be in an environment you feel comfortable practicing in. For example, when there's someone else sitting there watching TV while you want to practice, I don't know if this is the best idea to really practice if you want to improve on your playing. Of course, I also sometimes play the guitar at home while watching TV, or my girlfriend's watching TV. And this is okay to just relax and do something. But I think, in general, this is not the environment to really improve and practice the right way. So you get the idea. Just get to a place where you're on your own and you can really focus on what you want to achieve. That leads me to point number 3. What to practice and how. I think it's important to have a great goal in there, and this does not have to be anything like fancy, being a rock star, which is kind of like, I don't know, whatever that means. I think it's important to really make sure, I want to learn this song, I want to learn that solo, I want to learn whatever, that very scale, that very exercise, whatever. Just have a goal in mind that you work for. And then you try to achieve that and you find out, okay, where's the problem actually? Why am I not able to play that yet? And this might be a chord progression, as I said before. You want to play a song and you have trouble with changing between the chords. And then you have to check out, okay, what chords actually are the problem here? And then you just really focus on that very chord or on that very chord progression between two chords and stuff. And you do a dry exercise before you do anything else. Really focus on the problem that you have. It also might be a picking pattern that you are struggling with. Don't do it on all the chords, just do it on one chord for a practice session. You know, if you want to do something like this. You have this repetitive pattern there, which goes for all the chords. But when you go to the next chord, don't do it on two chords in the beginning when you already can't master it on one chord. You get the idea? Just make it as easy as it needs to be, but as hard as it needs to be at the same time. You know what I mean? You have to find that spot for yourself. This also goes for the selection of what to play. If you want to learn, I don't know, a really fast Metallica song, for example, or a very complex John Mayer acoustic song, and you're a bleeding beginner, this might be maybe a little bit too hard. But maybe there's another artist or another song which might be easier but still fits the same mood that you're looking for. Because I think this is important. Really try to figure out what you want to learn. And of course, I mean, there's so much to learn, but I think it's important to just focus and pick something. And you don't have to learn everything at once. So this is really important. I think you should focus on something and not just noodle around something that you already can play anyways, or just fake around and play something that you pretend kind of like playing something that you cannot really play. Just be a little bit mean to yourself and really try to find out and be honest to yourself if you're really capable of really playing the song. Try to find out why maybe not. And this leads me to point number 4. How often should I practice this stuff I want to learn? Obviously, as often as possible, but I'm also aware that not everybody is a pro or wants to develop becoming a pro, whatever. I think it's important to not have only quality in your practice sessions with all the things I just mentioned, but I think there's quantity also an important factor. So if you have like a day where you practice like 1 or 2 hours, that's fine. I mean, this is great. This is better than nothing. But I think in the end, it might be a better idea to pick up the guitar like every day. Just if you don't have that much time for a whole week, just do 10 minutes, 15 minutes, whatever. Because I think this repetitive element there is way more important than just sitting down for 1 hour a week and that's it. I think 10 minutes every day is way more effective. And also let me get back again to the thing on what and how you should practice, because there are several levels out there, of course. Bleeding beginners, maybe advanced players, maybe even pros, so hi everybody. But imagine this being like getting to the top of a mountain. I mean, there are people who can like climb up like a straight wall up just with some ropes and stuff. But there are also people which really struggle already with walking up. This might be like the beginner stage or whatever. Beginners just need to walk in circles around until they are at the top, you know. This, just to give you an image, you should slow down to the tempo that fits you and not someone else, you know. If you need time to develop a certain skill, take your time and do it in a tempo that's appropriate for you. Don't try to run over things. Really try to focus on what the problem really is and try to solve that problem in the speed that fits you the best. Do dry exercises for minutes, for hours, I don't know. Whatever it takes for you to master that very passage of a song or whatever, of a solo, of a riff. I don't know. Really focus on the problem. So those are from my point of view, very important points you should consider while practicing. And I hope you learned something in this video and that you could improve your practicing routine here. And if you want to have some cool lessons for beginners, check out in the video descriptions my free lessons. So thanks for tuning in, guys, and see you on the next video. Take care. Bye.